Hi, you guys. Welcome back to the Venus Blueprint. If you love putting together your beauty and aesthetics and using Venus to help you find that, your own personal Venus, well, you're going to love this video. You're going to love the things that I do on this channel. This manifestation formula introduces the idea that Venus is your venue. So Venus is your beauty, and Venus is the venue that contains your beauty. Let's go even further. Venus's search for completeness is found through self-esteem, and you can't have completeness without understanding your opposite energy. So if you have a Venus in Aries, you can't really know your completeness without knowing your Libran beauty. If you have a Venus in Libra, you don't know your completeness without your Aries energy. As Venus is the mirror, the partner, or your venue, its relationship to its oppositional energy needs to be confronted so that Venus can create what? Beauty, symmetry, and peace. And how I've found a lot of artists actually go for their opposite energy. So let me give a few examples. The first one is DOJA Cat, okay? So DOJA Cat has a Venus in Scorpio. Now, by all of our principles with Venus in Scorpio, she often definitely gives, that more vampy look that you get with Venus in Scorpio. But her venue is actually more connected with its opposite energy. If you notice with DOJA Cat, Taurus, which is Venus and Scorpio, opposite energy. DOJA Cat is really being big on opening her voice, really exploring more sensual aesthetics. And so as her venue, it's more Taurus, even though her beauty look is her natal Venus and Scorpio. Let me give another example, right? Beyoncé, okay? Beyoncé has a Venus in Libra, right? Okay, so her look often is more symmetrical, more dainty, more feminine, and more flirty. For the most part, Beyonce is not gonna have heavy, vampy makeup. It's going to be very simple, very pretty. Beyonce's aesthetic is more pretty, like her Venus in Libra. But her venue is actually more Aries in the sense that a venue is an arena that contains your beauty. Her venue has that opposite energy where she's more of a warrior, and she's always had that as like the encapsulating energy that she portrays. It's the venue of a warrior, even though it's a beautiful, fashionable aesthetic that Venus and Libra brings. So if you guys are following this, then you might be able to also see this with Rihanna. Okay, so Rihanna has a Venus in Aries. So her look, her beauty aesthetic actually is more militant. And it has more of that, sharp edges. Rihanna has a Venus in Aries, right? So she usually looks more militant, but her oppositional energy is Libra. So a lot of her music is about her relationships, her speaking to relationships, and her being more in the space of how she's dealt with them over time. So if we do a comparison game, which I love to do in astrology because it always heals you and helps you to see how unique your own beauty is. We compare Beyonce to Rihanna, Rihanna to Beyonce. Rihanna's got the Venus beauty of an Aries, but her venue is more love and relationships, whereas Beyonce has the Venus beauty in Libra, but her venue is more warriorship. So in their journey for completeness, right, they're actually kind of complete when we put these two beauties together because they're both in opposite energies. But standing alone, to find your Venus is to reflect its opposite energy. And you're going to find that being your venue, it's your confident space because Venus is complete. She's found her self-esteem through her opposite energy, her mirror. So this is why it's your best thing to flaunt. It's your flex. It's your sexiness. It will be the thing that makes you appealing to others as well as help you to find completeness within yourself, which gives you a lot of material for art, beauty, aesthetics. The list goes on and on. I also wanted to do Tyla. She's one of my favorite beauties to study, look up on Pinterest. Tyla has a Venus in Aquarius, and she gives our typical Venus in Aquarius profile. The beauty is very eccentric. She's got that icy salamander look that I say quite often works well with Venus and Aquarius. And she also gives back to a vintage, not a vintage in American form, but in, I guess, Afro beats form. And for Tyla to be complete in her Venus formula, she needs the venue to reflect what? The opposite of Aquarius, which is Leo. That is the big full hair, the idea that she's of a kingdom, that she's from a kingdom. Some of the other more basic principles of Leo is like flirting, romantic nature. So keeping things light, keeping things fun, that is her venue. So if you guys love this, go ahead, hit like, hit subscribe, check the worksheets and the Venus videos that I've done in the past. There's several linked down below for you, and I'll see you in the next video.